Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back again. And well, with the holidays, you know, right around the corner, and for those who might be watching this video like along, long after this has been published, I'm posting this around, next week will be Christmas, so that's kind of like the same frame to get an idea of why I'm talking about this. So, one of the most popular items that you see around the holidays, you know, starting from Black Friday. Well, actually, starting from way earlier in the year with, Amazon Prime Day or, you know, all the sales that they do on electronics. Headphones are a very popular thing to buy, either for yourself or for somebody else. Now, uh, when you're talking about headphones, and I'm talking about headphones for a reason, um, mainly because when you think about something that you use on a daily basis and something that has a lot of practical use, sure, you can if you can watch TV or you can watch content from your phone or anywhere, but usually you'll put in something in your ears to listen to what you're watching better. I mean, unless you're one of those people that just puts everything on full blast, you typically don't want to bother other people and you want to be able to actually listen to the video that you're watching. So, you'll put on your headphones and there's that. Uh, or not just videos, but you might be wanting to listen. You might be listening to Spotify or to your music on any other service. Well, of course, you put headphones on, and that's what you're listening to. Now, kind of as a general guide, and that's kind of like the purpose of this. Just talking about, okay, if you're gonna look for headphones for yourself or for somebody else, what are general tips? So, just as in general practice, there are different types of headphones. You have headphones that go over your ear, over your head, I should say. And so you'll have two types. You'll have those that go on top of your ear, or those that go around your ear. And so typically when you look at your Sony headphones, your Bose headphones, your AirPods Max, any other headphones you typically that you look at might be generally over the ear, but there's also a lot of headphones that go on top of your ear, and there is a major difference. Usually, the headphones that are around your ear, those will cover your ear a little better, so they'll isolate you from sound that's everything that's going on around you. So you don't need to turn in the active noise canceling, and I'll touch about that in just a bit. But usually, just by plugging your headphones in, you should be hearing your content better because not everything is going full blast into your ear um, from the background, from what's happening around you. Headphones that go on top of your ear, they don't cover your ear as much. So you do have noises that are around you, you will still listen to them. But also you have the problem which what you're listening to might leak out more because it's not covering your ear as well. If you look at the other types of earphones, right? Uh, now I'm saying earphones. Why? Because these go either just like with the other headphones, they either go like cover just the outside part of your ear, or they go inside, right? So usually, if you look at one of the most common products that you see around, the AirPods, you know, the AirPods, the ones that have the ear tip, those go inside your ear, and those will kind of just like with the over the ear headphones, what's going around you, the noise might be blocked a little bit better because it's covering your ear, the inside of your ear. So you might also listen better without the noise canceling. Uh, if you look at like AirPods in general, like the ones that don't have the ear tips, those kind of like they don't go inside your ear. They just like sit right in front of the opening, so you still listen to like the noises going on around you. But I mean, you're still listening because it's the sound that's coming out is still going inside your ear. It's still going to leak, but no, still. And those are more like the instead of in ears, these are called like the semi-open because they're not completely open because they are in front of your ear, but again, they are not sealing completely your ear. And then you have the other types, which is the ones that are not that are known as the open ear. Usually, these are either like the ear hooks that you put on and you hear them, or you can. They also come in as kind of like they look like earrings, and they're called like the clips, ear clips, or clip-ons, where you kind of clip it around your ear cartilage, and the speaker sits in front of your ear canal. So those won't isolate noise as much, but it's better if you're like in a environment like an office or maybe you're outside running or outside in general. So you need to be able to pay attention to traffic or be able to listen to danger sounds, like heavy machinery or stuff like that, where you need to pay attention to what's around you, but you also want to listen to your music or you're listening to a video or something like that. So why do I mention all these different ear types, right? The headphone types and everything. Because when you are looking at headphones for yourself or somebody else, it's not that one is better than the other. One type is better than the other. It's more of what will fill your needs. What will be better for your needs. Headphones and earbuds, in ears, all of that can go from either cheap. I mean, like I have earbuds that are semi-open. Those cost when I bought them, they were $20. But you can also get uh, earbuds or in ears that are hundreds of dollars in price. So it really depends on what will fit your needs. You know, you have to first consider, okay, what do you need them for? Are you going to be listening to music? Are you listening to videos, movies? Do you need them for when you're out and about or when you're sitting and when you're paying attention to what you're listening, right? Because if you are going to be moving around, maybe you want to look at something with Bluetooth, right? Because it's more convenient to not mess with cables, and besides, uh, it's much better to not be messing around with stuff that go in your ears because if it's anything that has a cable, it can get tangled up with something, and if you pull too hard, if it has an ear tip, maybe that ear tip stays inside. That's like the type of thing that you want to consider. Like, okay, are you going to be moving around too much? Do you need them to go outside, or is this something that you're going to be sitting down and you're going to be listening to actually, right? You also have to consider the cost because if you look at the cost, headphones and earbuds and in-ears, when they're wired, when they're not Bluetooth and they don't have a battery, but you plug them in, those are usually cheaper. Of course, if you're wanting to use it with your phone, you might need like an adapter, like a dongle. But dongles can be cheap as well, and you don't need that much for like earbuds or for headphones in general. Because I mean, unless you're getting like a $600, $700 headphone, you really don't need that much power for your headphones or your earphones. So it should be okay. Um, if you don't like, I have a nephew that can't stand anything that goes on top of his head. So headphones won't do for him. But he also doesn't. like anything that goes inside his ear. Okay, semi-open or open. Oh, but nothing that touches his ear. You know what? Then there's another type of headphone, bone conduction. And bone conduction, how it works is that it has a driver that vibrates, and the way that your hearing works is um, that air waves that are being pushed inside your ear, the eardrum kind of receives them and follows that same frequency, and that moves uh, kind of like these finger-like projections. And I'm talking about at a cellular level, right, at a very microscopic level. These finger-like projections from these types of cells that are called hair cells. And so when these move, these are going to send signals to your brain, and that is what gives you the perception of sound. Now, bone conduction, it bypasses the ear canal and it sends the vibrations directly to your cochlea, to your actual part of the ear that receives the vibrations and the waves. So it directly stimulates what the hair cells so that you can have uh, that perception of sound. And I mentioned this because that's one side, especially like if you're swimming, you're a swimmer and you want it to swim. Bone conduction usually is the safest route because since they don't have a speaker, there's no way for water to go in except for like the charging port. So if you have the charging port which is covered and sealed correctly, you shouldn't have a problem. Uh, Considering that the bone conduction headphone should also have like a place to put like a memory stick, just because Bluetooth doesn't work underwater. So if you're like in the water or anything, that usually it has like its own storage where you can store your songs and then you just listen to whatever you're wanting to listen to, um, without the need of being connected to a phone or to a laptop all the time. I kind of got sidetracked, but that's kind of like the main point. What is your use case? Um, for me personally, I do prefer wired just because wired usually is cheaper and it lasts longer than Bluetooth products. But I do have Bluetooth earbuds, right? I mentioned the $20 pair, but I also have a pair of that cost me $90. And they work very well. They have noise canceling and it works well enough so that I can actually listen. And it actually passes the toilet test. Um, the toilet test is not a thing, but it's something that I notice where some toilets can be very noisy. So when you flush, depending on how shallow, how deep, how much air goes in when the water goes, is being flushed, it can make this very loud noise at times. And so, um, over at there's this one toilet at the place where I volunteer, and it just hurts my ears when I flush the toilet, and it's just very annoying. So I put my earbuds on, and the noise canceling, even though it doesn't block 100% the sound, but it really does get rid of that like kick, that sharpness that hurts my ears when I use that toilet. So for me, it passes the toilet test, and that's kind of like how I see it. Other people might measure it with different devices. That's kind of like beside the point. But I hope that what you get from this, because I kind of, this video's already dragging on for a long time, longer than it should. But kind of like my general tips for buying headphones is that consider what you need them for and what works best for you. Depending on the form factor, you might not find it comfortable, and that's okay. Grab the form factor that works for you. Also consider that when you're talking about the cost, you can go into like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, even thousands. Stay simple. I mean, usually Bluetooth headphones that are, and I'm talking about the ones that go either like on your ear or, well, not on your ear, but that go inside your ear or that hang, like the ear hooks or the ear clips. Anything that's over $100, it's kind of like a stretch. You don't need to, pay that much for earphones. Headphones, the same. You don't have to spend more than $200. I mean, that's insane. It's an insane cost. There's headphones that are even, and I'm talking about like over the ear headphones that are less than 100, and they're still good enough. So you don't have to spend too much on headphones. And if it's for you, I mean, if you can, I know that I can't because I don't have any stores that do have them. There is a Best Buy, but I mean, there's only like four different headphone models that you can try on. Other than that, if you do live in an area with a dedicated store, with a store that's dedicated to selling headphones and like audio products, try them out. I mean, they'll let you try them out. Even like the in-ears, I think they give you like new ear tips to use and they clean them out. So there's ways for you to test them out if there's places like that available in your area. Um, but really, it just depends on knowing what works for you, right? And the best thing you can do is that if you know that person, uh, if you know that person is really much into like audio, that they call themselves an audiophile, just tell them, hey, I'll give you this money so you can spend it on your audio product. They'll know how to spend that money better than you would. Or maybe you're the audiophile. Don't assume what is the best product for the other person because it might be not what you think. Like, I wouldn't be able to, like, I would have never thought of phone conduction for my nephew, but when he tried that on in the store, he loved it. So there you go. I mean, and we waited for them to be on sale, so he got them for a very cheap price, like 50% off or something like that. So my bottom line is this: if you're looking for headphones, wired are a great way to go. Like I have a pair of wired headphones that were 180, and since nothing is glued on, you can practically replace the headband or the ear cups, the cable, even the driver. So I mean, everything can be replaced, and that speaks volumes to how long they will last in the future, and just for $180. But same thing for any other headphones. I mean, it's an investment, but you don't have to pay a high price for that investment. So don't try to go fancy, just go for what works. Earphones, headphones, be it wired or Bluetooth, they're much better than they were 5 years ago. So you'll get excellent value for your price, even if it's below $100. So what's my recommendation? Talk to a person, what they need, and if if all else fails, just tell them here's the money so that you can buy your headphones. And that is that. All right. I hope that helped. I mean, it's been basically 20 minutes of pure nonsense, but I hope you get the overall message. You don't have to stress out for the holidays. Just enjoy the people around you. All right. Just be there for the moment. And on that thought, be kind to those around you because you never know what they're going through. All right. Happy holidays and take care. Bye bye.